Hi there. The book we're discussing today, Karate Beginner to Black Belt by Henri Plee, was published in 1967. He had earlier written a book, Karate by Pictures, which was in the bookshops in Liverpool, and I never bought a copy. I picked it up and looked at it a couple of times, but it wasn't a very complete book. However, the subsequent book had a lot of information. I bought it when it came out and was very impressed with it, because besides the numerous photographs of the techniques, there was also quite a lot of really good advice about training and how to take part in martial arts and further your skills. So it was a very interesting book. Now, Monsieur Play had been heavily involved in judo, and then he'd heard about karate, got interested in it, and was the chap who actually introduced it into France. He brought over some very noted instructors, masters Mochizuki, Murakami, and Oshima, initially, and these were all high-level instructors, and they sowed the seeds for the future development in Europe as a whole. Master Murakami, being resident in France, he was invited over to the UK, and that was the start of karate in Britain with the BKF, which spread and eventually became KUGB. Another thing that Henri did was he founded a magazine, Budo Magazine Europe, and this was written in both English and French and English, and it had many interesting articles, and it wasn't widely available over here. I think people used to subscribe to it, but you could sometimes get your hand on a copy. And a friend of mine had about 4 copies of it, and I used to read them over and over again. It was a terrific magazine. And it was actually the inspiration for Terry and I to found Fighting Arts International, because we were so impressed with Budo magazine. So another thing that he had was a shop, a martial arts shop in Paris. And when we were in Paris at the World Championships in 1972, we were very eager to visit this shop, because at the time there was only one martial arts shop in the UK. This was Karate and Oriental Arts shop. The chap who founded the magazine, that was the first martial arts magazine in the UK, KOA, Paul Crompton. He opened a shop in Fulham Road, and I used to go to it quite regularly, but it was mainly just full of dusty back issues of his magazine, and there were some books, some pretty good books there, and I used to browse and occasionally buy something. But I was really eager to visit the Budo shop in Paris, and Terry and I made plans to visit it, but other guys on the team heard about, sort of said, what are you doing today? Oh, we're going to this shop. Oh, can we come along? It ended up about 5 or 6 of us. And the usual thing when there's a group of you doing something, you're trying to get to a destination. Somebody says, oh, let's just look in this store, or I want to buy this, or I need to do that. And it took ages, and it gave me a lifelong aversion to doing anything in a group. I went back to the shop because there was a book in there I'd spotted, and it was the book on Goju by the cat Yamaguchi, and it was very expensive, and I was on two minds whether to buy it. And I went back, and I eventually did, and I had that for many, many years. Um, Henri Plee later went into a form of Goju and became the leading European exponent of that particular system, uh, this particular branch of Goju, um, and he did that for many years. I met him briefly, as I recall. I was introduced to him. Terry did meet him, and Graham Noble, who was a correspondent for Fighting Arts magazine, interviewed him in depth and got some really good information out of him. So he really was the major figure in, I'd say, European karate development, particularly in the early stages. And the book is still worth reading, and it's a testament to his invaluable work.